Christmas Eve, guys. I'm playing Santa Claus. Going to deliver to, my uncle. Look at that. Ham steak. Beans from his garden. What a great Christmas present. Look at that. Those, by the way, those are really good. And who doesn't like ham steak? Almost looks like this is homeless. Yeah, not a bad Christmas Eve. Bird on the roof. Looks like it rained today while I was at work. I can see the water on the Wonder what tomorrow will be like. By a tree. That's pretty neat. The night before Christmas, as they say. It's not that cold tonight. Super the night. Everybody's having a party tonight in the neighborhood. Sound of beer bottles and smell of cigarettes. The empty steps. Yeah. Aside from having to go to work this morning, which I forgot the SD card and the camera. That's why there's no footage of anything of in town today. But yeah. And this is the night before Christmas. For the most part, after I got home from work, did nothing. Went to Target and bought some stuff. Drinks. Fruit punch and limeade. Yeah. over here where we're filmed the JW's radio, but check out the main channel tomorrow. Since it's Christmas, why not? I figured to do an unboxing video, kind of like an opening thing. So since everybody's gonna be opening presents and stuff, I figured I'd do an unboxing video of one of my favorite 1911s. So check it out tomorrow on the main channel. It should the release time on it will be the same time as JW's radio. So those of you, wherever you are, if you're used to whenever JW's radio comes out, that is when the video comes out. So be the first to catch it in and see if you're the first to comment or whatever. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, that's Christmas Eve. I think about a week or so ago, I went to the store to buy this. I really liked this ginger candy, and I didn't pay attention to the wrapper, and they had crushed peanuts in this thing, and I was like, what? But I just like the plain ones. I should have read the package better. If you look at it, it's kind of horrible packaging. You don't really recognize that those are, well, peanuts. And then you don't really see that right away. It all just kind of blends in. I don't know. I really wish I would have seen that, because it was easy for me to just pass that by and not realize that, what the heck? Because when I opened it, I was like, you open one, you're like, why does this smell different? It was a really strange combination. I still ate them anyway, but I need to go back and get the regular ones. Alright, but yeah, that's today. I forgot the camera, or not. This is yesterday. I forgot the camera. Today I forgot the SD card. I'm starting to forget this stuff too much, guys. But no, there wasn't much going on at work. It was rather slow, and just, yeah, I mean, we made some sales, better than yesterday. Yesterday was like just dead slow. That's why I chose to cut out work about an hour and a half early to go to that dinner, which is really nice. So I think family is really important. I think it's you should do anything you can to spend time with family, especially when your family members are older or whatnot, because those times mean more. Yeah, there's just, and it sucks when, if you have a job that kind of holds you back from that, and it's like, this comes to a kind of a thing that where my friend, what he told me, and this is a really close friend of mine that I've known for, God, how long is, I've known this guy for 12 years, and he was a really good, he's like that big, I mean, he's a bear of a guy. He's always watching out for me ever since we became really good friends, and he had a really good point in life, and I've taken a lot of advice from him. And one of the things that he said was, don't live your life for somebody else. Don't have that fear of like, well, I gotta be here for that job or that whatever. He said you have to do what you need to do. And like yesterday, I felt like I need to go to this dinner with my family and enjoy this. I need to do this because like for instance, my job, like I've given so much time to it that I think I needed I needed to do this for my time for myself. I'm fortunate to have a job that allows me to do that. Unlike some of these other jobs that where most of these people work, where they sit there and they'll give you the runaround. Well, but and that's what I mean by don't live your life for somebody else. That was a good point that he made. About that kind of. I think that kind of has a relevance to that in a sense. So one of the other things that he did was, I think he was like 34, 35, and he just one day he told me, he says, Jack, he just says, I'm out of here. I'm like, what? Where are you going? And I said, where are you heading? And he just said, I don't know, I'm going. I'm like, okay, you're just gonna leave or what? And the next week, he was giving me some stuff. He said, here, I'm not going to take this with me. Do you want it? I think you might like this. And it was some gun books and things. I said, yeah, this looks like cool stuff. I said, you're really going? And he's like, well, I'm selling all my stuff right now. And so I'm like, whoa. You know, I think the following week he came back over, and he lived on the other side of the island, so he came back over to this side. What I mean by that is like it's like a 2-hour drive. He came back around and he said, ironically, he said that he was not into guns, by the way. He goes, I want to hang out with you one last time. I said, okay, what do you want to do? He says, you know what? He goes, I want to shoot guns. I'm like, really? Okay. All right, that's okay. Caught me by surprise because he's the last guy I ever thought would want to go do something like that. So we did, and he had a time of his life. I mean, he just had a blast, literally. I think that's what people that don't do that sport don't understand. It's so much fun. They have no idea what they're missing. So we went to go do it, and that was it. He was on a plane and he was gone, and he went to Seattle, Washington, and he got into guns over there. He started buying guns and he's really into it, and that's really cool because I got to influence somebody else to be, you know, somebody that wasn't into guns, now they're into guns. So I thought that was really cool. But also by his moving gave me a message too. Like he said, you know, his biggest thing was he felt like, what is he gonna do, you know, with his life? He just was like, that's the one thing I will say. This place is paradise. It's definitely that postcard image, but underneath it all, it's a rut. There's a rut when you live here, unless you come here to retire, unless you just have a lot of money and you just, this is it. This is where you want to settle down. You want everything slow and low. You know, this place is like a crock pot. You know, everything is slow and low. But it's beautiful. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's the beaches. Where else in the world do you be able to go up to the mountain, play with snow, then drive back down the mountain and go to the beach? I mean, literally, that to me is just like, even though I've never done that, the idea of that is crazy. But yeah, he just up and left. It was like, whoa. But he said, you know, and he was definitely stuck in a rut, and he said, yeah, I got to do something. I can't. He's getting ready to turn 40, I believe. So that's also a reflection of me. It's like, wow, I got friends that are like married and have kids now. It's like, whoa, what happened to that? I remember when we were just like driving around, listening to music and hanging out late at night, and eating really bad food, fast food, and I remember with a good friend of mine, we used to go to Walmart and go get these little Hostess pies. By the way, I love those things way too much, but they're like these little Hostess pies, and mine is the cherry one. I love the cherry pie one. They changed the filling, by the way, which I hate it, and I can't. Ever since then, I've never eaten one. I tried it twice. The first time I bought it, when they changed the filling, I thought maybe it's just something that they did that, or maybe it was no, that's right. I thought maybe it was something that was not. It was like sitting on the shelf too long. But then again, I've had ones that were kind of like from the thrift store, kind of the Love's thrift store. I know that sounds bad, but those things never go bad, by the way. They have too much preservatives in them. But my friend and I would go to Walmart and buy, like we used to do, 2 pies. I mean, literally buy 2 of those things and milk, and sit there and eat those things. And I mean, we were just, gosh, I had to have been, 18, 19, something like that. We used to, crazy memories. To look back at that, and we were just running wild, doing all kinds of stuff, just going cruising around town, not a care in the world. You know, we did our job in during the day, and at night we were just hanging out. I used to stay at his house and go on a computer, and you know, he would just have this, because I was, you know, I mean, I'm the guy that remember I have this like big booklet of CDs, and that's, you know, and then here's this guy that's like, oh no, he's got everything at the computer. You know, I was like, wow, how does this work? You know, he had just files and files of music, and it was like, how does this, I really, you know, and this is a time where music was a really big part of my life. You know, this was before guns. This music was everything to me. So this was really cool, and we'd sit there for hours on end doing this stuff. So looking at all this stuff, looking at everything he had downloaded, whatever. But to look back at that, and I can remember a lot of those events like they were yesterday, and you know, now this guy that was like the bachelor and thought he'd never had a chance in the world to even meet a girl, he's now married and has 2 children, and it's crazy. And I just look back at this and I'm like, I just wow, yeah, I'm not 18, 19 no more. Heck, I'm not even 20 anymore. You know, I'm not even 20 something anymore. It's like, wow. So yeah, it's crazy to look back and reflect on a lot of this stuff. So, but I'm gonna get out of here. It's Christmas Eve, and I appreciate you guys watching. So before I get out of here, I figured I'd talk about a movie. I used to have it somewhere on DVD that I know I have it, I just don't know where it is. The movie LA Confidential. It's got Russell Crowe in it, Guy Pearce, James Cromwell. James Cromwell is that actor that you may not know him by name, but you know him by sight. You just kind of go, oh, that guy, yeah, that really tall, like, guy. I believe he was the farmer in Babe, the story about the pig. But that was a really cool movie. It takes place during Christmas. It's got a lot of cool guns, really old school guns. A lot of snubbies, Colt snubbies and what have you. They have the like Ithaca 37 shotguns in the end, and or vintage style like Remington 870s. Really cool. I always love the look of that shotgun, man. I tell you, the Ithaca 37. But I don't like the fact that they shoot out through the bottom. The shells shoot out through the bottom. That's the one thing about those. I like the one like from The Getaway with Steve McQueen. I think that was like a high standard Sport King or something like that. Ejects out through the side, corn cob style wooden pump on it, and of course the stock. So, but yeah, the LA Confidential, really cool movie. And what I like the best about that movie is because all this stuff is happening. It's a total cool cop movie from the back in the day, and then it culminates that inevitable battle, that gun battle, like, you know, let's fortify ourselves in this house. And there we go again. You guys know about me and those movies where I just have this thing for guys that hunker down into a house or something and they fortify everything up and get ready for the fray. I mean, dude, here they come. They're coming to invade you or whatever and get you, and you're just battling it out in a fort kind of a thing. So really cool movie. I like that movie a lot. It's neat. It has a lot of cool elements, and I really like the parts where, like when they take people to that hotel or that little, it's called the Victory Motel, I think, where they take them there and they want to get some information out of them. So they do some dirty work, you know, and then I've always liked that because they had slapjacks. If you guys know, I mean, I'm sure most of you know what a slapjack is. A piece of leather with a weight on the end. Those kind of weapons, like, you know, just those down and dirty type of weapons. It was just so cool. That's the other aspect. I've always liked that. You know, the old brass knuckles, switchblades, that kind of thing. Something classic about that stuff, man. It's so cool. And that movie has some of those elements in there. So, yeah. Anyway, tomorrow's Christmas. Merry Christmas well, Christmas Eve. So, by the time you're watching this, it's probably Christmas over there. But Merry Christmas from Bad Jack JW, and I'll see you tomorrow.